British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is once again urging his MPs to make sure Brexit happens on schedule. Johnson reiterated his comments to seeing Brexit happen on October 31st, deal or no deal. He spoke earlier this hour and says MPs need to send a strong message to the European Union.
But if there's one thing that can hold us back in these talks, it is the sense in Brussels that MPs may find some way to cancel the referendum, or that tomorrow MPs will vote with Jeremy Corbyn for yet another pointless delay. I don't think they will. I hope that they won't. But if they do, they will plainly chop the legs out from under the UK position and make any further negotiation absolutely impossible. And so I say, to show our friends in Brussels that we are united in our purpose, MPs should vote with the government against Corbyn's pointless delay. I want everybody to know there are no circumstances in which I will ask Brussels to delay. We're leaving on the 31st of October, no ifs or buts.
There has been speculation Johnson is prepared to call a snap election, though Johnson made no comment on that possibility today. Lawmakers return to Parliament this week, where opposition leaders will challenge Johnson's goal to have the UK leave the EU, whether or not a deal has been reached by October 31st. So for more on this, we're going to go to Dominic Velitis. He joins us from London. So Dominic, first off, tell us what Johnson was saying there. What else did he have to say?
Well, Hannah, as you mentioned there, speculation has been mounting all day today that a general election, an announcement of a general election may be in the pipeline. And Boris Johnson opened his statement at Downing Street earlier with a kind of mini election manifesto. He outlined spending pledges that his government plans to unveil in the forthcoming Queen's speech. So I thought personally he would, at the very least, float the idea of a general election, but he didn't. Instead, he reaffirmed his pledge that the UK is leaving the European Union on 31st of October, that there would be no circumstances, in his words, that the UK would not be leaving then, and that plans by MPs to introduce legislation tomorrow to take no-deal Brexit off the table. He described it as being risky. He talked about Jeremy Corbyn, he's the leader of the Labour opposition party, his pointless delay tactics, in his words, and that it risked undermining, government negotiations with the European Union. But certainly the key message that we took away from this, what was a rather short statement outside Downing Street, was let's get Brexit done by October 31st. No ifs, no buts, he said, adding, I don't want an election. You don't want an election. So this was really an appeal for MPs tomorrow not to support this legislation, which is expected to be unveiled, to get a no-deal Brexit off the table, this is the idea that Britain leaving the European Union without a withdrawal agreement. Hannah.
Dominic, thanks for the latest. That's the CBC's Dominic Velitis in London.